Hello everyone, today I'll be making my first Madden 25 video and I'll be covering what in my opinion is the best formation in the game, which is this trio Y flex out of the Dallas Cowboys playbook. As far as I'm aware, this is only out of Dallas as well, so it's a very specific formation that's very unique and very off meta. And what makes me prefer this over like the trips tight end or like bunch offset that like the Colts or the Packers offers is this formation offers stock zig routes and stock running back wheel routes that are very hard to find this year if you want to be able to beat man coverage or have like a good offense in general. You need to have plays that have stock zigs or wheels because the new hot route mechanics removed being able to hot route those for your players. And furthermore, the setups that I'm about to show you guys are pretty similar, so it's very hard to key in on for defenders. And I do want to apologize in advance as I'm editing this video. There's a lot of edits as my cats either make a fuck ton of noise or I curse way too much and need to remove those. Tools that I like to add are Mesh Whips, RPO Alert Bubble, Mesh Dagger, and PA Dagger. And these plays right here are going to be enough just to beat your stock cover 3, cover 4, cover 1. But the play that I come out in is Deep Flood. I'll show you guys the setup for that first on how to beat cover 3 and cover 4. And I'm doing this on my PC because I don't have a second controller, so this is incredibly hard. So I'll just come out in big nickel over G and cover 3 sky. So with this dagger play, if my controller could stop disconnecting, is the only setup I like to do is just streak Metcalf. That's the only adjustment. And you'll have JSN get open because of the clear out from the streak, but realistically what I'm looking for is to throw a bomb either underneath the middle third or the right outside deep third or left outside deep third, depending on which side I'm running this on. So first read here is going to be your Noah Fant route. I don't know if this is programmed in the game or not, but the hook that is on the right side that should be covering the seam drifts over to the trio side to help out in coverage. So if the user is not covering this tight end route, you can quick throw this instantly. As well with this tight end route, if the user's not covering it, you can wait for this to break and it's going to be open across the middle of the field. And now let me just spy everyone because the pass rush is way too good in practice mode, and I'll just show how Smith JSN gets open. I'm not going to say his last name because I'm not trying to get in trouble. And he's just going to sit right here, and you can throw this underneath the deep third. And the real magic happens with this post route from Lockett. So in cover 3, this deep third's not going to get deep enough. It's going to stop, and you're going to have JSN over the top to beat this. And how I like to have my receivers set up is I like to have my fastest and best deep route runner on the outside, my second fastest and deep route runner in the slot, and just my wide receiver 3 closest to the left tackle. And I'll just show the setup again just to show it's consistent. Alright, let me hike this. And you'll see Ramsey just stops running to the deep part of the field. And Geno Smith isn't able to get it far enough because his throw power isn't very good, and he just doesn't have a velocity ability. But if you're using someone like Mahomes or Josh Allen, that's consistent. But this is the only play that I prefer running my trio to the short side, because for whatever reason, he just gets open more consistently. Alright. Let's try this one more time. They don't get bumped, thankfully. And there we go. As long as my guys don't get bumped, we're good. And I guess I'll just go by coverage. So we're still in cover 3 here. I'm going to switch over to mesh whips. And if you are going to be using this, you want to make sure your wide receiver on the left has at least 90 deep route running. DK Metcalf does not have that, so what's going to happen is he's going to stop running this S route in the middle of the field, and it will still get open, but if you're looking to throw over the deep third on the opposite side, it's not going to happen because they're going to stop running the route. So the setup for this is you're just going to streak B, or I believe that's circle on PlayStation, and I'll just run this without smart routing this or anything, or stemming this up, just stock. So firstly, the first window you're going to have is as soon as he makes his first cut. Let me redo that. So once he makes his first cut, if I don't get insta-shed, god fucking damn it. Is on his first cut, he gets over the yellow zones and underneath the blue zones, and you can just possession catch that pretty easily. And I'll show you right now what I mean by he's going to stop running his route in the middle of the field if you don't stop. So here's what the play looks like. I already showed you the first passing angle you can do, but if he doesn't have 90 route running, he's going to stop in the middle of the field, and I don't like throwing that just because it's inconsistent, but if he does stop there, you saw it was pretty open. So what I like to do is I like to route stem this route up twice, so it looks like this, and he's not going to stop running his route, and you'll have enough he's going to have enough depth to throw over the deep third. And okay. So I'm just going to pass lead this up and to the right, and you can see that it gets over. So next play that bombs cover 3 is this mesh dagger. Very similar to the mesh whips, except now you have your S route being ran in the middle. And the nice thing about this is you don't have to stem your route up. And how I just like to run this is have 2 drags coming across each other just in case I don't get time. Drags are pretty consistently open in this game because the flats don't cover anything. So I'll just show what this looks like. So again, once he makes his first cut, you're going to have him be able to get underneath the deep third. So you could throw it right now, or you can wait, and it's just going to... This is a little bit easier to throw against cover 3. So I'll switch over to cover 4 now. So let me go to nickel 3-3 and just run cover 4 drop. And let me come out in deep flood. So now I'll show how deep flood beats cover 4. Hopefully the pass rush isn't too insane to where I'm going to have to spy guys. And once he... So the key to making this throw is once the receiver becomes parallel with the quarter on the opposite side, that's when you're going to want to make the throw. Let me just go to instant replay really quickly and see if it occurs. So what's going to happen is once he becomes parallel, for whatever reason, he doesn't follow lock it. He's just going to run straight back instead. And hopefully I can get enough time to show how this gets open. And you're going to pass lead this throw down. So parallel, pass lead down and outside, and we're just going to possession catch that. So let me just try this again. And then I'll go to instant replay and show the safety flipping his back to the quarterback. So they're parallel. I'm throwing this down. He is able to get there, but let me show the throw. So as soon as he gets parallel, I'm throwing this ball. You can even throw it a little bit beforehand, but his back's completely turned, so it's almost impossible, even with KOs, to get there. He is able to on this play, but as long as you're making the throw at the right time, it's pretty consistent. If they're running stock cover 3, you're going to want to run this dagger play on the short side. So let me switch over to mesh whips. It's the same setup as before to be cover 3. And you'll see you can make this throw underneath after he cuts the first time. And now let me spy these guys. And same issue, he's going to stop. So you can throw this pretty early. But again, if you want to make sure he doesn't stop his route, just stem it up twice, and you should be able to get over the quarter. So the quarter's completely dumbed out. This is pretty consistent. It's a little bit better than against cover 4 than it is cover 3. And then this mesh dagger's a little bit better against cover 3 than the mesh whips. So what I prefer running against cover 1 or man coverage is my last audible PA dagger. For years now, the B route's been beating man consistently. So if the user's not going to cover it, it's going to get open pretty much any time. And then just to beat every coverage, I like to put Fant on a clear out. So if you get time, you should be able to throw that lock route underneath. Can we please make a tackle? It gets open underneath. And I can show some other plays that are in this formation that are really good. For example, this motion shock slot. Basically, all these motion plays are pretty good. The shock slot dig acts as a Texas route if you throw it earlier in, or it sits. So if the user's following it like a Texas route, it's going to sit and it gets open. Also, the tight end route on the motion shock slot dig beats man coverage. And then the motion wheel route's always good. You do have PA crossers here. You have dagger, which is always good. And the run is really good as well in this. And verticals too. Verticals is always a plus, especially when some bunch formations don't have it. So thank you again for watching this video. If you watch the whole thing through, hopefully you guys can start utilizing this and start bombing covers 4 and cover 3. I didn't cover cover 2 too much because that's pretty standard to bomb. You just have to throw over the middle or towards the sidelines, and I feel like most Madden players have an easy time doing that. So thank you again. This is my first video in a very long time, so I appreciate those of you who watched. Thank you.